Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is January 14th. This is Aligning with Success. My name is Mike DiMuccio. I'm a Nikken Royal Diamond and have been for a very long time, actually 1997. And so I spend most of my days trying to help people achieve the success that I have been able to achieve in various ways by offering intel, by offering nuances, by offering them skill sets and things that help them learn how we do the business. Now, I had the opportunity of recently being on an ABC call, so perhaps we can hear a little bit more about that, because that's kind of what I like to do best. I was taking out the trash, or I think I was bringing the trash back in, actually, was I not? Why don't you go ahead and tell us? I think it's Mary who's there, who we're speaking with tonight.
It's Marie.
Oh, sorry, Marie.
That's okay.
Well, Marie, I had the pleasure of meeting you just a few days ago, I guess, right?
Exactly. It was Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. And what I love about this business is that you can really do. I'm doing a slide right now. I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation that I'm developing for one of our key presentations coming on a weekly basis. And I was developing a slide for you, the virtual office, the idea that you can do this business virtually anywhere. So here I am with my little headset and my cell phone, and I'm dragging my bins from the side of the road into the garbage when I got a phone call. And so I was introduced to Marie, and Marie, you had some questions about Nikken.
I did.
Well, first of all, welcome to Nikken. You're new.
Thank you.
And tell me, I guess, what was it that this phone call helped you with in terms of what we call the ABC, where the role of the A is to be as supportive and informative on behalf of the B as possible, and you being the C, were the person who was asking the question. So what did this call amount to for you?
Well, it clarified. I mean, so many things were flying through my head about what the opportunity was and what's available. But what I finally decided was, why do I want to just stay with one thing when I really want it all? So I went ahead and did it, because I'm so impressed with this company. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Now, what Marie's talking about was, there was a question about the packs, the different packs that are available at Nikken. And my answer to that was to give her perspective on each of the packs and the relationship that they have, as well to getting started in the business. You know, what's the advantage of any one of those packs or all of those packs? And most of the people on this call, Marie, are veterans. They know what we're talking about. They don't really need an education in this, but I'm speaking on behalf of the people who may watch this video as a playback. And to know that the first decisions that someone's making in the business are important decisions. And to have help making those decisions and keep those decisions simple, Nikken created the packs. It just simplifies what, not do I want all the products? Of course, the answer is everybody wants all the products. You should want all the products. They're all complementary. They all help to bring our body into balance and give our body the nutrients that it needs to sustain itself and be healthy. But the real question begs to, how do I get started? And if you're looking at this as a business, what's the best way to get started? And so I offered Marie, the idea that there's a good, there's a better, and there's a best. And the good way would be to choose a pack. And one of the packs that are most common and one of the product lines that are most obvious is the water pack. And then, of course, but the corollary to that is, whenever I travel and I ask anyone, and you guys can vouch for this, you on the call, just give me a thumbs up if this is true for you. If I had to take away all your Nikken products but one, if you believe the sleep system would be the one that you would keep, put your thumbs up. There you go. So essentially, that's what I find everywhere I go. That's the one product that nobody wants to give up once they have. So yes, it's great to get started with the water product, but you're definitely going to want to end up on the sleep system. So a better way to get started would be the combination of those two packs. And of course, the ideal way would be to have the full repertoire, including the energy pack, because then you have more samples to use and to share. And of course, everything is about being an advocate. And the best way to be an advocate in this business is to be the best customer you can be for yourself. Use the products, learn about the products through your personal use, see how they're impacting you and people in your family, and then you're going to be able to speak first person about them, which is far more efficacious, far more impactful for the people you want to share this with. So obviously the best way to get started is to get as much exposure as you can to the products. Well, the result of that is Marie is now a Power Start winner and rank advanced to executive as a result of that conversation. So how important are these conversations?
Yes. Huge.
Critical.
Huge.
Excellent. Fantastic. By the way, have you had a chance to use any of the products yet, Marie? Have they come?
Yes, I have. I already put the waterfall together immediately when I got it out of the box.
Fantastic.
I just got the mattress today. I had to go pick it up, and I can't wait to get in my bed tonight. It's absolutely going to be like heaven.
That's interesting. I just remember that was a thing that we used to talk about. Well, I used to talk about in the early goings of using the sleep system, how we couldn't wait to get to bed. I mean, it was just the weirdest conversation that you would have with people. And then the other thing that we had was these wild experiences in terms of dreams and colorful technicolor dreams. So it was something that we only learned about. We didn't know that was going to happen. We just learned about it because we would share our experiences. And then it was like, man, I had this wild dream. And then you too? I had this too. Anyway, I had an interesting conversation with my son yesterday morning. We went to breakfast, and out of the blue, he announces to me, you know, Papa, since I had the new Kenko ground on my bed, I find that I wake up much more alert, like I've had a really good night's sleep. I'm like, wow, that's interesting, because that's actually been my observation. Now, I know that I've been sleeping on a Nikken sleep system for as long as I can remember, and certainly him since he was born, and he's 16. So to have the Kenko ground add yet another dimension to his experience of health at 16 years of age, and you know, getting up in the morning is a big deal, especially if you have to race off to school and you know, get your day started that way. So I think that it's a great product. It's going to become more and more important as we learn and understand the significance of how this product shunts the EMF frequencies that are being bombarded in our bodies through Wi-Fi, cell phones, you name it. And to know that Nikken continues to add to the product line to enrich our overall wellness experience as they develop newer insights, which seem to be just old, ancient ideas, and bring them into our realm of the new modern age. So lots to look forward to. I want this call this evening specifically, and especially because Maria is new and this call is shifting its direction from more of a personal mentoring call for people who are veterans of the business, if you will, toward people especially who are now members of the Power Start. In fact, ideally when we launch the program, which is very soon, it'll be for members who achieve the Power Start. So this will be an orientation presentation, some way of helping you get initiated into the Nikken culture and the fabric of the Nikken business. So what you have on the line here, Maria, is a number of people who are coming to you from various parts of the world. So I'm just going to ask, would you mind unmuting for a second, one at a time, and just say your name, where you're from, how long you've been with Nikken for Marie's benefit?
Okay.
Let's start with Madeline, and we'll go down the screen.
Madeline Zaworski. I'm from Lorain, Ohio, and in May I'll be with Nikken 21 years. And I'd like to mention his Sana parents joined in I think 2003. At that time, she was one of the PAC strategies as a new senior, and always kept her membership going. And just in the past year, finished a master's in social work and decided that she was ready to launch this business. So this weekend, Mike, we did a long business and entrepreneurs expo. And over the years, with her parents and others, I've done many booths. So it worked out as a perfect ABC. I was sitting there as a support, sitting because of my knee. And for Hasana, that credibility of my being there and her launching. This was her launch. So we were to meet tonight, but because of my having to go to the Apple store, we didn't. But part of the meeting tonight was to look at the appointments that we have lined up and the PAC strategy. So this is perfect for her to tie in. And I'm not even, I see she's on the phone. I don't even know where she is right now. I just walked in the house before she came on. So she is tenured product user new business launch, and she did invest in the new energy pack. So she had new tools. She invested in the Life and Balance tools pack. She was prepared for everything. It was the for a brand new person really launching, she did a stellar job, and I'd like to compliment her. So this is perfect timing for this, for the follow-up appointments. And there's several people that we're going to be pulling together. There was a pastor of a church and a man.
Madeline, I have to interrupt you because there's a number of people here I want to get through. Okay, let's move on. Thank you. Sandra?
My name is Sandra. I'm from San Francisco, and I've been with Niken back with Niken about, it'll be a year in February. But I was with Niken probably about 8 years ago and still continuously always use the products, everything. So I'm back to work my business now.
Fantastic. Cheryl?
Sorry, I was looking where the lines were going. I've been with Niken since 2005 as a customer, and consultant-wise, probably the last 5 years.
Fantastic. Connie? And by the way, Cheryl, you're coming from where?
Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay, great. Cheryl or Connie?
Connie Livingston from the Chicago area, and I've been in Niken about 20 years now, first as a product user and then spreading the word. So love
Fantastic. Thank you. Sue?
Hi, Sue Gruber. We're from Ohio, Akron, Ohio, a little bit south of Madeline. We've been with Niken for about 12 and a half years now. First year, we were just getting healthy. As a retired nurse, I was amazed at what Niken did that Western medicine didn't do. So since then, we've just been sharing it and helping people get healthy.
Excellent. Suzanne?
Hi, I'm Suzanne Steele from New Hampshire. I've been with Niken for 22 years. Got started because I'd broken my neck in a car accident, and the products got me back to living an active life, and helped when I lost my job as being outsourced 2 years ago. So very grateful for what this has done for me, both physically and financially.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mike?
I'm Mike Barcroft. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Been in Niken 9 years this second time around, and I love the products.
Fantastic. Maggie?
Hi, I'm Maggie McKee from Vancouver, British Columbia, and in 2 weeks I'll be celebrating my 24th anniversary with Niken, so I'm very excited. I was initially attracted because I'd been experiencing chronic pain for 30 years, and this resolved that, and I could not share it.
Fantastic. Dee?
I'm Dee Welsh, and I'm west of Chicago also, and I've been with Niken 10 years. I'm also a retired nurse, and I was looking to feel better, to have relief from old back injuries from a car accident, and good sleep, and I've gotten that and much more. So welcome to you, Marie.
Fantastic. Hattie Jane?
Hattie Jane's cute.
Oh, we lost your sound. Nope, still not happening.
I've been with Niken about 23 years now. I saw it my first presentation as a marvelous plan B for my future retirement territory, and I've never been disappointed, and my family I've just been grateful.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hattie Jane. Carol?
Yes, I'm Carol Hackbart. I live in Wisconsin, and I've been in Niken for 5 years. I was introduced to Niken because I had an injury, and this helped immensely, and I didn't have to have an MRI or surgery or anything. And it was totally, the whole philosophy of Niken was totally in alignment with my passion for building bridges of understanding and uplifting people and having everybody win. I'm a retired pastor, and I'm just excited about all that I'm getting, a lot with the mind, but with the body and the whole 5 pillars.
Thank you. Elaine?
Elaine Matthews. I'm from Western Pennsylvania. Been in NECAN since 1997, 21 years. And I couldn't breathe on the job I had on the turnpike, and NECAN saved my life from those fumes and allowed me to stand up years so I could retire and get out of there. Thank you.
Fantastic. Stanley.
Dr. Stan.
Hey, I'm back. Can you?
Yes, we heard you.
Am I on video? I don't even know I'm on my cell phone.
Yes, you are. This good-looking young man is Dr. Stan Bogus.
Hi, yeah, I'm Stan Bogus from Erie, Pennsylvania, about 100 miles from Madeline, and about the same from the Grubers, and been in NECAN for 25 years, I think. Loving it, and had wonderful product experience that saved my life. And I wouldn't be here talking to you today if it was not for NECAN and the products. And welcome. And I'm here to help you as everyone else is on the line tonight.
Fantastic. Welcome. Thank you, Stan. Who do we miss? Marissa.
Hi.
Hi there.
Marissa. Excuse me for being late to the call, but Marissa, 6 months in NECAN, and I've been on this amazing journey to really capitalize on the 5 pillars of what we all believe in. So I'm really excited.
Quick question for you, Marissa.
Yes.
You're recently a silver. Can you maybe just give us your 90-day story?
Yes, in bullet point form. So I joined NECAN within it's been 6, I don't even know, gosh, yeah, it has been 6 months. I just changed my filter. But yeah, so within the first 90 days, I really pushed forward, make sure I followed the business plan. That was a huge part of what I use as a guidance, just because I've really never been, to be fair, self-employed. So I use the business plan. I am not shy to follow up with all my uplines or all the mentors. So all my A's, I reach out to, I connect. I'm very consistent with the follow-up. But usually what I try to do is really, I know there's 3 stages. We, introduce, connect, we share, and then we hope that one of them will join the journey. I do follow as much calls as I can, as well as do the one-on-ones and face-to-face. So a lot of it was a combination through the steps that you normally have showed us in the journey that actually follow the new PST. So I'm really excited about that.
Fantastic. Excellent. So Marissa, you went silver. What month was it that you achieved silver?
November. I was at October, November.
October, November. So that would have been what, your 3rd or your 4th month?
Yeah, correct. But my 3rd.
Okay, 3rd month, right.
So end of October, correct.
Now you also went to a major event that we had. That's where I first met you. Yeah. And for the life of me, I can't remember where. I think the event was in Orlando.
Orlando.
Okay.
Yes, it was a very last minute trip.
And how did that affect you in terms of launching your business?
Oh, tremendously. I signed up, and within a month, I was on a flight to Orlando by myself. To give everyone background, I have 3 young kids, so it was quite a commitment on everybody to do a last minute trip for myself. But I came back feeling so empowered. It was great energy, great information, and really allowed me the ability to focus for 3-4 days, especially with the HBM that thrown in last. That it was perfect ability for me to know what it takes to go to the next steps and to know what my goal was, which was silver.
Fantastic. Well, I brought that up, and specifically because we find people who, number 1, follow the plan, and who are, number 2, inspired by an event, particularly either an HBM and or an event like the one Marissa attended. We have one coming up in February in Layton, Utah. If you don't know about that one, please ask your sponsor to share that information with you. It's going to be a very important event. Most of you don't know this, but this will be the first public address of our new global president. I spent an hour and 10 minutes on the phone on a Skype presentation or Skype meeting with him today. And he shared with me a number of the things that he has in store for us. And I kept saying to him, the sooner you can get get it out there, this message of yours, the better, because we're all anticipating some great things from you. And what he shared with me was like people need to know that now. So he says, well, he's prepping for all this. Some of the things are still in the hopper, but so I'm just here to tell you, there's some really great things that are coming, not just things, but in the manner in which he will build his team and share this Nikken experience with a focus on collaboration. And I'm talking about both field collaboration with the company. So real synergy between the field and the company as we establish a new rhythm of the business here in North America and in Europe and connected with Latin American business. So it's very exciting what he has to share. So again, Layton, Utah, February 9th, that weekend. If you're looking for a way to turn the jets on in 2019, if you're especially new to the business and you're really thinking about how do I make the most of this experience, the decisions that you make are the key, because those are the things that are going to propel you. And those are the things that are going to attract to you the elements that surround that decision. And to help you make that decision, you need to be able to identify with what it is that you're trying to decide about. And one of the things that I find has helped people make big decisions in Nikken, and I'm not alone on this, is when they attend a big event. A big event is something where you rub shoulders with the who's who of Nikken, everyone from the CEO of the company to the top income earners and so forth. And when you have that experience and you meet these people in the flesh, it removes the mystery. It eliminates the mystery, and now you can connect to the reality of this possibility and make a better decision with respect to how you'll approach this, how you will ask people to look at this, your posture, your ability to communicate that, all ties into your conviction, your confidence. So the closer you are to the action, the closer you are to the who's who, the more likely you are to do the things that they recommend and to experience the successes that you've experienced. So we can only encourage you to do that, to cut your timeline short, to cut your learning curve short, get around them as quickly as possible, whether they're on Zoom or especially at a live event like the one in Layton, Utah. So that's enough about that. Who did I miss? Did I miss anyone? Barbara.
This is Barb Satterwhite. I'm on the phone.
Yes, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I've been in Nikken 23 years and also a retired nurse.
Wow, we have a lot of nurses tonight. I guess we always have a lot of nurses, the hardest working people in the sick care industry. Barbara Richmond, are you there? I don't think we heard from you.
Yes, I'm here. I also am a registered nurse, and I live in a little town, Palmerston, Ontario, Canada. And I've been in Nikken 19 years. The products initially gave my husband back our health. We owned and operated a bed and breakfast and saw the products helping our guests and decided to become partners in the business. And I've never regretted it. I'm doing it as a widow now, and so it can be done alone. You don't have to have a spouse to build this business. You just need collaborative partners like you see on this screen. That's all.
Fantastic. Thank you. I have a number here, 204-229-8484. Anyone belong to that one?
That's Manitoba, but it doesn't look like Michelle's number.
Do we have Manitoba want to share?
It's Charlie LeMay.
Oh, hey, Charlie. How are you?
Good.
And you have been in Nikken how long? And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Montreal. My cell phone is still my old location, which was Manitoba. And I've been in Nikken 11 years and been working at it, but this year has been a little bit of a behind year for me. I had some events happen to me. I ended up with a bad case of shingles, and lately I just had a stroke, so I'm building on my health before I start building on my Nikken.
We hear you. Well, all the best to you, Charlie. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Nicola, we didn't hear from you. Is it Nicola?
It's Nicola. Hi, my name is Nicola Goddard. I'm also from the Montreal area. I joined Nikken last year. I was very interested. I'm a holistic wellness practitioner and I work with the electromagnetic field. So this kind of really was a compliment to my work. But I didn't actually do anything as a consultant. And I just called Mike last week and I've listened to, this is my second meeting that I'm listening to, but I haven't actually done anything with it yet. So I'm really, really new.
Fantastic. Welcome. Well, you missed the first part, but we'll send out this recording. But Marie, who's on the line here, is also very new as of this week. And
yes, I heard it. I was on.
Okay, perfect.
I was on
Perfect.
from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have we could have used this call as an incredible ABC call because you just get to hear how many people are around. And the most impressive thing, in fact, one of the things that impressed me when I first learned about Nikken is how long people had been associated with it. I was introduced to people in a similar conference call, and I was being introduced to people who were associated with Nikken for some time. And that really, really impressed me. When I went to Japan, I was, I think, 3 or 4 months old in Nikken, and I qualified for the trip to Japan, kind of like our Team Kaizen trips these days. And I went to the convention in Japan, and there were people from 8 countries in Asia and just a couple of countries other than USA, Canada. And I was one of 5 Canadians and one of about 120 North Americans all told. And there were about 3,000 Asians. And so to hear the stories, obviously through translation, of how long people had been with the company gave me a real sense of assurance that this was a company that a person could build a career with, that a person could build a future with, which means confidence that you can bring people to Nikken. I think it was said, the opportunity of lifetime is only as good as the lifetime of the opportunity. Well, here I am, Nikken, 27 years. I'm having meetings with the global president, and he's telling me about the plans that are imminent and coming. And it's like, this is like a brand new company. It's like we're starting from zero, yet we have 43 years of history. But with respect to the work that's ahead of us, the possibility that's ahead of us, and especially now charged with the technology and the how relevant our products and technology are today than ever before, we have such an incredible future ahead of us that you could plan the next 30 years with Nikken, no doubt. So that's really telling about our opportunity. And there are not a lot of companies out there that you could really plan like that around. Not even a corporation like IBM and so forth. They've changed their business models so many times. So really fantastic for us. I want to throw the lines open and be more of a Q&A here because I feel my role at this point ought to shift to being able to respond to the needs of the business as someone is up and running and getting their business off the ground or refocusing your efforts on getting your business off the ground. Sometimes it's a review of what we already know. Sometimes it's a review of something new that reflects some new intelligence as to how we approach things. But I think it's important to keep it fresh. It is a new year, and we expect a lot out of 2019. I mean, we've come into 2019 with high expectations. We were blessed with the announcement that we have a new management team that is totally poised for tremendous leadership. They've demonstrated their potential already elsewhere, and now it's our turn. And so we, I think, are ready. We're ready for this. And if you're ready for it, go ahead. Fire away. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to fire at me? Anyone? I see Marie's excited. Go ahead, Marie. Do you need to be unmuted, Marie? Are you asking a question? You're all unmuted. Go ahead.
Ask about what?
Your contacts and people she wants to talk to.
Okay.
I don't know what she's saying. She's walked up.
She's asking me. She's asking you to ask me about your contacts and the people you want to talk to. So, do you have somebody in mind that you're thinking about that you're not quite sure how you might approach?
Well, that's a good question. It is because I'm so excited about the product, but the few people that I've approached at this point, they kind of respond to me as if I'm kind of half nuts. You know, it's sort of a little. But I know that will eventually disappear. I'll get to the right kind of people.
Well, let me give you the Coles notes on this.
Okay.
Because we do have some really excellent audios that I will suggest you listen to. One's called Contact and Invite. It's a YouTube video, but it's really an audio. So you can just listen to it by going to the YouTube channel and typing in Contact and Invite, Mike DiMuccio, and you can listen to it. We can share that other ways. If you're not already linked into us, by the way, everyone on this call, you should be linked in through WhatsApp, which is our most versatile telecommunications tool that we have today. It's called WhatsApp. And the group chat that this group and others plug into as sort of the universal chat is LP expansion, LP space expansion. That group consists of all people who are active and plugged into this online community. So we share information. I can share tools, I can share videos, I can share all kinds of things. We can all do that in that group chat. So if you don't have WhatsApp on your phone, you can't plug into this chat. So get WhatsApp on your phone right away, and then ask somebody, whoever's connected to you, they're connected through the group chats, and they can just add you to this, or we'll get a link sent to you so you can be added to it. That way we know you're plugged into the information pipeline, because this is one way we get information, but we get instant information through that other mechanism. And as you add people to your group, to your network, you're going to want them plugged in so that they can hear it firsthand, the information pipeline. So Contact and Invite is one. There's another one that I did a video on March 27th of last year. That's on YouTube. And all of our YouTube information, including this video tonight that's being recorded, will end up on the YouTube channel of the Royal Alliance. And so you can see a repertoire of stuff. This call is called Aligning with Success. It's a playlist. There's also a leadership call with Ben Woodward. That's a playlist. And there's, I think on my list, there's like 62 calls. So we've had 62 of these calls recorded and logged into that. And each call is chocked with some type of intel, something that will give you basically a PhD in this business. So if you're driving around town and you're getting from one appointment to another, rather than wasting that time, plug into one of those calls and just listen to it with your earphones as you're driving, and you'll hear what we're talking about. That's how I learned a great deal of my business in the first year of my business, was just simply listening to other people talk about how they approach the business or what they say about the products, etc. Well, one of the most important things anyone could possibly learn, especially when they're new, but especially for everyone, is that initial contact. And the reason is because from the moment you say hello, everything that follows, they are seeing as a recording of what it is that they're expected to do if they were to decide to get involved. So if you approach it in a way that's unprofessional, they will obviously feel that unprofessional people do this, or you don't have to be professional. They may not be interested. So I always think of being professional about it, courteous. So these are the obvious protocols when it comes to interaction with people. But there's an approach that I take when I'm looking to introduce somebody, not to the products, but to the business opportunity. Different than the approach that I would take when I'm introducing someone to the product. And it's really fundamental. The person who I'm approaching for the business is somebody I'm going to ask for their help. So I'm going to actually ask them to help me, directly or indirectly, once they've had an opportunity to see what it is that I'm talking about. So I'm asking for their help. If it's somebody who I think I would love to partner with, I would love to have as a partner in a business, then it's because I'm looking for help, needing help, wanting their help. And I feel that they would be a tremendous asset to the project. And I think of it in terms of the project, not in terms of my business, because they're going to have their own business in Niken. Yes, it'll be part of my network, but their business is their business, my business is my business, but collectively, we have a project. And our project is tied to NECAN and everybody else on this call. And that is every home a wellness home. Our mission is to create an awareness in the world, in the population, that there is a need for well-being. And that need can be helped and addressed with NECAN through the NECAN Active Wellness Technologies and the NECAN Wellness Home. So how do we create that kind of awareness? Well, the NECAN business model is through people. It's the people model. It's the social networking model. Well, when it comes to addressing the business opportunity, what we're looking to have help with is to create awareness. I'm looking for people to help me create awareness. And so I'm looking for people who are charismatic. I'm looking for people who are entrepreneurial. I'm looking for people who are influential. I'm looking for people who are resourceful, because they will help me get the word out and create greater awareness. Okay, so that's the approach when it comes to looking for people to join us in the business. When I'm looking at my list of names, I will see a person on that list and I'll categorize them as somebody who I want to talk to about being a partner, because I think they could really contribute to this project. Versus a consumer. A consumer is somebody who I'm looking to see in what way I can help them versus how they can help me. And so a consumer is someone who I will have to identify a need with respect to where these products can make a dent in their health and well-being. So that conversation with that potential consumer would be, I may have come across something that can actually improve your health and your energy, your vitality. Does that sound like something you might want to know a little bit about? I've done this for me and it's working for me. I thought you might want to know about it. And so that's the approach when it comes to looking to identify and communicate that first connection to consumer. So partners, I'm looking for their help. Consumers, I'm looking to help them with their needs. And that philosophical switch, that way of looking at it, makes all the difference in the world, because they're not going to look at you crazy, Marie, if you said, I've come across something, I've got like a tiger by the tail, I could really use your help. And they're going to say, what do you mean? And then you can get into some finer details. And then they'll see that this technology is something of a curiosity rather than you being crazy. It's, this is something that could, does it really work? Does it really do that? Like their questions are different because it's not you trying to sell them on a product. It's you inviting them to help you explore the possibility of making this product well known. And now they look at the curiosity factor and think, that's pretty cool. Because, that's something that people like when it comes to business, something of a curiosity. So it has a greater appeal from that standpoint when you're talking to somebody from the context of the business. Any questions out there?
I'd just like to add that you heard how many nurses and a physician, and we have a fitness trainer on this call. So the collective number of years, I was just multiplying. We need a younger generation. We're looking for help to bring in others to replace. And you wouldn't have the longevity that Mike talked about earlier with the caliber and the privilege of facilitating a medical panel in Toronto at the international meeting. And I think we had 277 years of academic credentials, clinical experience amongst the people, with stories, Dr. Scans probably being the greatest there, of life transformation. So we don't leave. And it just really gets into you. So, and with what has happened, the original flip charts that we did in a presentation back in '98 when I started, it was a little bit less than 1 trillion were the sick care costs in the United States, with an estimate of 1.4 trillion by 2005. We are now in the US alone, 3.4 trillion, bigger deductibles, 65% of all pharmaceuticals are prescribed in the United States alone out of the whole world. So that niche, for people that think you're crazy, that's good background information to have. And we have a lot of information there. There's the Self-Care Hub by Dr. Gary, and your sponsor there knows about all the connections. So this is a beautiful opportunity in North America, where I think it's still less than 1/2 of 1% market share. where we have a very sick care system and a solution, and a real need for the next generation and mentoring the next generation. So I think it's called the perfect storm. Is that correct, Michael?
That's a really good way of looking at it. Yeah, it's the perfect storm. I was 27 years old when I was introduced to Nikken. And Marissa, I think, who was on the line, is around 27. And what we're finding in Latin America is the bubble, the lion's share of new people in Nikken from Latin America are somewhere between the age of 35 and 45. Now, that's kind of interesting when you consider, where were you at when you were in that window of time, 35 to 45 years old? What were the demands on you, on your time, on your attention, on your emotions, on your physical body, on your finances? And so this situation emerges where Nikken becomes a more impressive and important solution when you get a certain place in life. So for instance, these women who are looking for a way to maintain a professional career of some level, or engage in a professional career, however, at the same time, be able to raise a family and be able to wrap their career around their family versus the other way around, which is traditional in the corporate environment, which they just simply can't sustain. So Nikken is a great solution for that situation. So I'm sure you know people who will benefit from learning that there is an opportunity that they can wrap around their life versus their life around an opportunity that will support their ability to create health and well-being within the home, within their family, and within their finances. And it's a professional environment, being an educator in an emerging market with technologies that are virtually unknown. That's a pretty good story. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who, with just those few sentences, their ears would perk, their eyes would open, and would want to know more. Now you've got an engaged audience. So keep that in mind, that there is a window that's opening up for those people who are in those vulnerable years. Nikken is really looking for people to address in that age group. That doesn't dismiss younger generations or older generations. Like my son, who's 16, doesn't even fall into the business profile. But here's a guy who can add to the equation because he's now 16. He's been involved with Nikken indirectly all his life. And he can add and communicate that information on a subtle level to his sphere of influence, who will be at some point in time 25, 35 years old. But they will have had the benefit of the insights that he's bringing. So don't underestimate the potential of the work that we have in sharing this information to all the generations, whether it's directly or indirectly. Their involvement does. It's just that one drop that adds to the ocean. And eventually we'll hit that tipping point. And that tipping point will say, maybe we should rethink the way we are financing our insurance companies. And maybe we should rethink the way we are doling out money for this study and that study. Perhaps the study of disease can only lead to more understanding of disease. What we need is a study of health, so we can lead to more understanding of health. And that will lead to nature, obviously. And it's funny because there's more. It seems like the mentality is, if it's not complicated, we can't make any money at it. So the healthcare system looks for complexity and package that complexity by way of patents, so that they can sell you something at exorbitant prices that cost an absolute infinitesimal amount to make, and justify it because of the research. In other words, and justify it because of the complexity of what they've created. When in reality, the solution's right under our feet. It's called Earth and nature. And that's the thing that's always been there, sustaining life since way before the medical industry got its intel. So we're swinging the pendulum back to normal, to non-crazy, Marie. We're the ones who aren't crazy. We're not the ones popping the pills, trying to justify why we're popping pills. So think about that. Well, folks, it's 9:42. This call does not, it's actually 9:44. Doesn't have to go on any further. I'll take one more question. If there's none, we'll just wrap it up. Okay. Consider this call kind of an initiation to the idea that we want to move into where the aligning with success goes. What we're trying to do is bring and invite new people to align them with who we are, our culture, the way we think, some of the tools and technology, some of the stories, to hear some of the stories of people who are just getting started, the choices that they're making, which will reinforce the confidence in the choices that they've made or are about to make. So that's really what we want to head to. We want to head in a direction where this is a platform that's very inviting to people who are brand new in the business. If you like that idea, thumbs up. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining us this evening and contributing your story. Marie, congratulations on your decision to get involved with us. We look forward to your success stories on this call as well.
And you'll meet Marie in Utah. We're
Perfect.
going.
Excellent. Good decision. Well done. Thank you.
Welcome, Marie.
Have a good night, everyone.
Welcome, Marie.
Thank you.
Bye.